Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. Yes, I know the previous video, the Saab was in here, and I talked about not being able to polish this because of the weather. It has been freezing for days, but today it was above freezing point, so I could actually wash the car. So I gave it a quick wash just to get all the dirt off the car, so I can start to polish it. So this video will be, for some of you at least, the long-awaited polishing of this car. I can already say now that it's going to be one of those, well, it's good enough for now kind of deals, because I can promise you that I will not be able to do a polishing perfectly. It just won't happen, but I would like to get some shine back in this paint, and that is what I'm going to try to do. Some shine in the paint, maybe fresh up the bumpers and so on, just to make it look a little bit better. I tried to do it on this wing in a previous video, and it turned out pretty nice because this wing was just as bad as this. So let's try to do it. I'm going to start on the hood, and then let's see how it goes. I was told that I was using way too much compound in the previous video. I was also told to make sure that I don't get any of this stuff onto plastic stuff, because it's very difficult to get off. So I'm going to try to mask off a little bit. But again, I'm not going for perfect. This is just a cutter, a polishing agent, because I need to cut into that oxidized paint to get some shine back into it. So as you can see, it is going to make quite a big difference, but still it will not be perfect, because if I zoom in, you will notice that we got rust spots going through the paint in areas. But it's actually getting some shine. And I will also do a proper wash with some wax in it afterwards. That will also help quite a bit. But I'm just going to continue on this and polishing. Also down the sides. So be back in a bit. So yeah, it's not going to be perfect at all. One thing is the paint got some damages that I can't just polish away. And also my patience is not good enough to really get in there. Because I actually even think a wet sanding of this paint would really do wonders. But it is a daily, and yeah, it is a million times better already. I'm just going to give this plastic trim a bit of some plastic renewer stuff that I found at a flea market some years ago. I actually found a lot of bottles of it. I don't know where you can buy it, but it is pretty nice. I don't want to put it on the paint like I just did right there and right there. Yes. Oh yeah. As you can maybe see, I'm not using a lot of time on this because of my lack of patience, but you might be able to see the massive difference that is already here. So this is really satisfying work. It's always interesting to get stuff that I have polished out in the weather, because there you can see all the imperfections. I can see a lot of them already, and I need to go over it with a cloth to get the rest of the swill marks and so on off. Maybe even end up doing the job again later down the line. But this is a massive improvement from this to this. That's amazing. And it is really easy. It's pretty much just a matter of oh! Thanks for watching this short episode on the CX. Someone told me in the comments, actually a couple of people told me in the comments, that if I polished it, it wouldn't break down anymore, because that's apparently just the way the French are. So now I polished it, and I really hope that it will be reliable for a while. Actually, it is pretty reliable at the moment. The only issue I have is that shifter rod pops off every now and then. Yesterday I actually took it off and gave it a bash with a hammer to make the holes a little bit oval shape. That made the fit much better, so I think it's actually good for quite a while now. Then I went to the petrol station yesterday and filled it up and did some calculations to figure out how long it was able to drive on a liter of petrol. The number that came up was 7.5 kilometers on 1 liter of fuel. That really shocked me quite a bit. I know these are not economical cars. The turbo is better than this one. For some reason, this GTI lump without the turbo is really using quite a lot of fuel, which in a way makes sense because it is a 2.5 liters. On the other hand, it's not that heavy and it's very aerodynamic, so I'm surprised that it's that bad. But 7.5 is just, I was ready to accept 9, but 7.5. But while I sat there and calculated, I could smell fuel. So I went out and looked around the car, and it was dripping down from the tank area. I quickly drove it home, put it on the lift, and found out that the top half of the, I can't see exactly where, but the top part of the fuel tank is leaking. It's leaking down and dripping away. I started to pump out fuel, and after pumping out, I think 15 liters, it stopped leaking. So I have a hole in the top end of the of the fuel tank. I don't think I'm going to do much about that right now, but what I will do is I'm just going to fill it to half tank and no more than that, because then it won't leak at all. But other than that, I really enjoy this car. I'm pretty sure it won't stay here for very long because I have so many other cars, and when I get something else on the road, this will most likely start to be unused. So I think it will be coming up for sale at some point this year. But right now I'm just enjoying it. I think it's a wonderful car to drive. It's so much fun. It's so comfortable. It's really a nice cruiser. I'm slowly starting to work with my trust issues that I got in the beginning with this car, and I'm not going to call Citroens unreliable, because this is a car with 400,000 kilometers on the clock and off the road for many years, and the revival has pretty much just been putting in some fuel, some oil, and I really haven't done a lot to it, and it's just driving, so it's understandable that it breaks down from time to time. Now it's polished somewhat. It's looking a million times better than before. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.